He's got the toys. He's got showmanship. And he's got sex appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great Southwest, here's the guru of gadgets, the dapper and dashing Don Baine, the Gadget Professor. Gadget Professor.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's Don Baine, the Gadget Professor, coming to you live from NAB 2016. It's day 3 here at NAB, and it's exactly 10 o'clock, if you will, and things are starting to get a little crowded. Usually as every day goes by here, people start to wander in a little bit later, and you can figure out the reasons for that. But for a lot of the exhibitors, it's a tough grind. They're flying in many cases from out of the country to here, and they got to set up, and there's jet lag, and there's equipment things, so it's a big process. But in any event, as you know, we're here live at the showroom floor. We're in Central Hall at the moment, and we want to thank the folks at Marshall Electronics for sponsoring the Gadget Professor Show. This is, I think, our 6th consecutive year doing interviews, and what we're going to do, folks, it's very simple. Is every 15 minutes we are broadcasting a brand new interview with an exciting company, and today is no exception. We have the folks from Emerson Network Power here with us, and Mr. Caleb Hooper is here. And Caleb, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. If you haven't heard of Emerson Network Power, it's an amazing company. In 2015, you people had $4.4 billion with the B dollars in sales. You have over 20,000 employees. It's pretty impressive. Caleb, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, happy to be here. Yeah, I'm the Senior Product Manager for our high-performance KVM products, covering control room solutions, and here to talk about some new products, exciting things that we've got going on in our business. So,
this product's brand new that you're going to show us today.
Yeah, so brand new. So I've got the actual product with us today.
That's a good thing.
We've got 4K's come along, and the market has that need. The computer systems are catching up to the video production side, so the need for 4K at the user station for production content is become critical.
Absolutely.
So today I've got the our point-to-point 4K.
Why don't we just hold that right up there? Mike, can you zoom in on that a little bit? There we go. Hey, the power of electronics. There we go. So go ahead.
Yeah, so today we've got our 4K point-to-point extender. This allows us to separate the users from the computer systems at 4K over distance. Also, the point of it is it gives a transparent user experience. So the user doesn't realize they're not sitting at the computer. A common challenge is that users have multiple computers they need access to, but when you bring all those computers into a room, you've got heat, you've got noise, you've got space constraints. But with high-performance KVM systems, you're able to separate those users so that they're able to be more productive, more efficient in getting their job done. But also there's a security aspect by being able to physically separate the users and the computers. Because when you move everything back to a data center, you got heating, you got cooling, you got UPSs, and you got a secure facility.
And you got cross-pollination of signals when you don't have one of those switches.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Nasty stuff.
Yeah, no, it's an ever-growing challenge within the industry, is making sure to protect and secure your content. But we're all being asked to do more with less. I mean, that's never going to change, and it's just getting heavier and heavier. Yeah. So our goal is to improve everybody's life. Frequently we just think about the user, but in reality we have to remember that there is somebody that has to install a product, there's somebody that has to manage the product once it's installed, and then there's the users. So in the end, we need to make everybody's life a little bit better so that they can work more efficiently and they can operate quicker. So I brought the 4K extender today. But what we also have is stepping up from there is into our high-performance switching KVM system, or our matrix KVM. And KVM is keyboard, video, mouse. And it's really just all the output and input interfaces to the computer.
Right. Think of it as you have your computer and you have all these devices plugged into it which make it operate, the keyboard, your mouse, whatever it may be, your monitor, and now you have a bunch of them, and you don't want to have 5 keyboards. You don't need to have 5 keyboards, and that's essentially where the KVM switching comes in.
Yeah. So with the high performance KVM, the switching product, so that is our HMX product line. Our point-to-point extenders are long view.
Right.
But with the HMX system, you're able to still have the transmitter, you have the receiver, but then you put a network switch in the middle. That network switch allows for users sitting at the receiver to connect to multiple computers.
Right.
On demand. It's almost like a TV guide when you sit at home and you sit in front of your cable box and you hit guide and you select a channel, but instead
I like to look at it as the director of signal processing.
Absolutely,
it's
definitely.
You know, that box is telling what to go where and when and keeping everything in sync.
Yeah, so additionally, within the HMX product line, we allow for collaboration. So we can have multiple users connected to a single computer.
Right.
So our goal is to keep our operators, our users, in their seat as long as possible. Because when you're having to stand up and move between locations, move between products, you're inefficient, you're losing time, but also the ability for that collaboration is awesome, because I can call you up and you could be in the other side of a facility. I could say, I've got a problem, I got something going on, I need some help, and you can connect to the same computer.
Sure.
And we can work on it at the same time from two different places. So, and then you down level that to focus on the users, and that's where we get into our desktop products, which brings a lot of value to the front end of the high performance KVM products. And I think we've got a video that we can run through.
Let's see, Mike, can we roll that video?
Go.
Hi, I'm Neil Hillier. I work for Emerson Network Power. I'm going to run you through some of the technology we're showing at the show today. Here we have our SwitchView KM. That's a keyboard mouse extender. It runs at 4K resolutions. If you look at the bottom two screens up here on the wall, you'll see on the left we have a Windows device, and on the right we have a Mac operating system. If you see the mouse I'm moving on the Mac, I can switch between two independent sources just by moving my mouse across from left to right. What makes our solution particularly powerful is you can also run high performance KVM extension over both screens. So I'm able to very quickly choose between servers, sources that I want to see, and be able to change instantly between those screens. On the top two screens, you'll see our next product, which is our multi-viewer. Here we have four sources running on two screens. I can move, resize, and change those sources. You can also link that to high-performance KVM and change those four sources to anything you want in a matrix environment. As we stroll across here to the left, you'll see one of our extension technologies. This is high-performance KVM running over IP. Here I have a dual screen setup, and I'm able to flick from menus or from users and choose to look at any devices I want in my matrix. By changing between, you can see in roughly a quarter of a second you've changed across into different product technologies. Another exciting thing we have here is our multi-viewer and our SwitchView that we do here today is running 4K resolution. We also have 4K extension, which Caleb will be able to talk to you about. If you want more information on anything at Emerson, please go to emersonnetworkpower.com. Thank you.
We're in it.
That was pretty interesting, John. Thank you for bringing it in. That clarifies a lot. Now, one thing I think we should mention is your systems are really important when it comes to the area of security, both within the federal government and just the security of the United States, if you will. It's one of your main positions, if you will. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, definitely. And as you can see in that video, we went through some of the desktop products, and we also went through the high performance products. The desktop products actually have secure versions, which we're the leading provider of secure KVM.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that.
Yes, and that creates full separation between channels, blocking any communication between different
So
computer
you have very
systems.
specific requirements, technical requirements, when you're providing that type of infrastructure to government or federal agencies.
Well, definitely, and it goes much more broad than that, but yes, you have like common criteria and you have NAB security. Those are standards within the federal government, but it's still very applicable also to the broader market. I mean, everybody gets the government needs to be secure, and that's what we do. So by adding our secure KVMs and putting that in front of the high performance products, I like to think of those product lines together within Emerson Network Power is the tip of the spear for connecting to the physical world. Our overall size and our portfolio, I mean, we're end to end. We can build a data center basically from the concrete pad up. We just don't build a computer. Well, actually, yeah, we do. Good point. But yeah, the secure products and that separation of the users is becoming more and more critical. And we're seeing that every day in the news, right?
Oh,
like
absolutely.
I said, we know the government needs to be secure, but we're seeing data breaches in
every hour at this point.
Yeah, lots of different industries. But then within the broadcast industry, IP theft is a major issue, and distribution of protected content becomes problematic. But with our products, you're able to guarantee both physical and data security. We create a full air gap between the users and between the computer systems. An air gap meaning that nobody's physically touching, it's isolated. But in the process of protecting the content and taking care of the company's interests, we're making the user's life better. We're increasing their productivity, making their job more efficient by not having to go between multiple mice and keyboards and get up and move around. So if they can get their job done quicker, we're trying to make everybody's life a little bit easier.
You have a very complicated job. I'm glad that there are people like you here doing that type of thing. And Caleb, I want to thank you so much for coming in. And this is Caleb Hooper from Emerson Network Power. Thank you, Caleb. It was
Absolutely.
a pleasure speaking to you.
Yeah,
You're going to come back next year, and we're going to talk more. I always look forward to seeing what you have that's new. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, every year. I think I'm at almost 15 years now
Really?
on this show. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
awesome. That's awesome.
No, it's great. No, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on. This is Don Baine, the Gadget Professor. We'll be right back.
The Gadget Professor is produced by Don Baine, Multimedia Communications, LLC. If you would like your product reviewed on The Gadget Professor or would like to appear on The Gadget Professor, contact us via email at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. The opinions expressed on the program by the host, guests, call-in listeners, or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. And thank you for watching The Gadget Professor.